national revenue. So what has changed? I mean, there's no way we are going to support over $350 million in tax payments to their crony companies. I mean, these are the things Ghanaians voted against. State capture, cronyism, nepotism, things that, I mean, you keep imposing excruciating, obnoxious, nauseating nuisance taxes on the ordinary Ghanaian. Then those who can pay, corporate Ghana, a selected few, just about 46 companies, because they are your cronies, they shouldn't pay taxes. They should have tax waivers. Why? When everybody else, when the Ghanaian people, the masses, said that don't impose e-levy, you slapped us in the face and even organized a party and baked an e-levy cake, insulted us on top of it. And all of them, the top hierarchy, were at that party. When the Ghanaian people said that, look, we hate e-levy. I mean, Momo is for the vulnerable, the ordinary folks. Don't tax it. They defied us. That's why they have been punished. We have stated that we are the only country, many months after COVID has been declared by WHO as no longer a pandemic. Ghana is the only country that our president continues to tax us. We have said COVID levy should go. They are refusing to abolish COVID levy, refusing to abolish the emissions tax, refusing to abolish the betting tax. And yet they've selected a few crony companies. And in this last minute, midnight, at the death of the administration, when they have been so roundly rejected by unprecedented margins, a margin of over 1.6 billion, you still want to come and smuggle tax waivers. We are not going to accept it. We would not. Because we are coming in to remove all of these obnoxious taxes. So we are going to have to deal with revenue shortfalls because of these taxes we are going to remove. The companies who must pay their fair share, you want to select your crony companies, about 46 of them, and make us lose revenue of over $350 million. That $350 million, it can help the new government to establish the Women's Development Bank so that our women can have their capital. That $350 million can help us to implement the no-fee stress so that first-year students who gain admission to our universities will not have to pay admission fees. It can help us to complete the e-blocks. It can help us to complete the Agenda 111 hospitals. Why do you want to deny the new government, the incoming government, of over $350 million in national revenues? Because you don't want your crony companies to pay their fair share. Look, the only matter we will work with, so far as revenues are concerned, is if they agree with us that immediately we should abolish e-levy, we should abolish the COVID levy, abolish the emissions tax, abolish betting tax. That one they will get our cooperation, because we've stated clearly on the campaign trail, it's in our manifesto, and we said in our first budget, the first 120 days, we are going to abolish all these taxes. But any other revenue measure targeted at supporting crony companies, nepotistic companies, how did they select those companies? What criteria was used? And they hide under, we are supporting 1D, 1F. It is not true. They just don't want crony companies to pay their fair share, and we are not going to allow that. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, can I say, Yapako to Aba, Ghana for Atu Etia NPP, or more bad government. And they are much rubber. One tree. They know what to say. Good one. Investment in the name of financial. One does a sicker. Why you investment? You can't have investment. Push it. Your mind. Be a say. The year whom the beer any acquisition dream any point. Your parliament. Yet the Naya Jane said, agent matter. You expect to say, a better business state. You better young with you. Any the budget for the first 3 months. The first 3 months of 2025. So that new finance minister ever presented the budget of the new government to indicate the priorities of the new president. President-elect His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And the Galamsey matter, amending the airline. Those are urgent matters. But to our surprise, the Honorable Afenyo Makin and the MPP and Nema Ghana for are rejected this business of tax waivers. Over $350 million tax waivers, or more selective or more companies, chronic companies. EPSA, Yama, those about 46 companies, tax waivers, or more dear or more taxes. Yantiasia, for many months. Ghana for any year on the minority side, Yaka said, the issues about your taxes which have to be addressed. Any taxes are a year very obnoxious, nuisance taxes. They say COVID levies. Ghana and COVID, WHO for declared is no longer a pandemic. Many months ago, Yankwana, Yaguswa, Yaji COVID levy, Yankwana, Yaji E levy, betting tax, emissions tax. Taxes we want to move on mine from taxation to production. One more imposing taxes are businesses are collapsing. Let us rather address that. E levy, COVID levy, emissions tax, betting tax. Instead, more selective, more favorite companies, chronic companies, about 46. Yen supporting tax waivers for them in excess of $350 million. Meaning, $350 million. Mu deny incoming government, President Mahama government. Imagine what that $350 million can do. Yakasa Yaba, Yapesa ye establish Women's Development Bank. $350 million. I bet to me Ama Yamba Ghana under the first female vice president of the Republic, Professor Nana Addo. I'm on to me anya on capital to expand their businesses. $350 million. I bet to me Ama ya expanding access in education to abolish double track, because here to me a completely e-blocks, AC dormitories, AC classrooms, and there's no need for this, very detrimental double track to continue. That $350 million, I bet to me a boy, ya kwine, yensio, your hospitals, hospital re-equipping for more than 10 years. The last time I Ghana, hospital re-equipping, you tore X-rays, MRIs, dialysis machines more than 10 years ago. $350 million. And the area Mamani said, President Akufo-Addo by Munkoka in the first state of the nation. Oka said tax waivers, tax waivers in yet. Now tax waivers, as I say, you address it. It's a day now, sister. I don't know why you turn. In this last minute, midnight way, Mupe said, Yebe approving tax waivers of over $350 million. As I said on the floor, they will not get our support. They won't get our cooperation. The only revenue measure, you best support your mom. Any e-levy, you abolish it. Betting tax, you abolish it. COVID levy, you abolish it. Emissions tax, you abolish it. And then taxes are a bit what the ordinary folks. And no dear, mum pese muye huejuma, mum pese mube abolish it. But companies a kukudam, kesia are more the muscle, the financial muscle to pay their fair share. Or more dear, mum pese or mubeti on fair share. Mum pese more tax waivers. More selective 46 of them. Say more be more tax waivers, more to your taxes. Meanwhile, the masses, pamuchosa say e-levy should go, COVID levy should go. And during the campaign, Monty said Bawumia Eka say COVID levy on support Yabeko. Say e-levy obechum. This is the opportunity. Why are you bringing something else? Something that you didn't promise the Ghanaian people. That's something that is not, contained in your manifesto. Something that in your first State of the Nation address, Oka said, tax waivers, deny Ghana revenue and why? Into a then assistant, into Yama firm indication and assurance. Say this tax waivers agenda, and dear Yabepene. The only business, as I say, this time, but these few days, we have this dying moment of the 8th Parliament, and it's one, budget, so that we can pay workers for 2025, the first 3 months. Number 2, Galamsey, the Galamsey crisis, the LI has to be repealed. And then possibly number 3, the transition, OTA Speaker Bagbin, the presidential transition bill, and maybe an environmental protection bill. Now we were almost done. But any business out of this, particularly tax waivers. And yeah, dear, you're
Honorable, so more programs, 24-hour economy, and many programs are more any policies. Won't you say it is too early, say, because you're repealing such taxes? It be a mobile taking more time, and I'm going through no one near was a movie, and I say, it's not a more kind of during campaign into them. You want to do that?
No, it's not too early at all. OSHA, your manifesto, your say, first 120 days. These are our priorities. These taxes must go because Ghana for bread. Who can Afrobarometer? 8 out of 10 Ghanaians. I say, this country is in the wrong direction. Ghana for work, I say, 41% of them say unemployment is a big challenge. Omunim in Kofua, they've gone to bed. The whole day. Omonya eduane endi. Ninyana wa Afrobarometer. If you look at even the scale of the defeat of the MPP, I want you to know. We have no excuse. And Ghana for Amaya, the numbers, we have over 2/3. We have no excuse. I can assure you, sir, this matter will receive the urgency. President Mahama will not hesitate at all. In the spirit of the shocking defeat, usher the scale. And you say MPP for a co-position, but we didn't envisage say the parliament of Ghana. It is clearly Ghana for I can say look, no policies in here, all the corruption, state capture, the tax waivers. Then you state capture. How did they select those companies? What you say Ghana companies in tax waivers?